Hello and welcome back to the Queen City YouTube channel, or if you're new here, hi, I am a small hobby breeder of Australian Shepherds, and today we're going to be going over the Australian Shepherd breed history, where they came from, the breed standard, their temperaments, and there are certain activities that they're best at, and what I think the best owner for an Australian Shepherd is. So let's start with where they came from. This breed is said to have origins in northern Spain, Austria, and even New Zealand. And it wasn't until around the early 1500s that the ancestors of the Australian Shepherd came on boats to northern California. On these boats, there were the Leone mountain sheepdog, the Basque sheepdog, which is a Spanish herding dog, and the Pyrenees sheepdog. While these breeds still exist today, they are not very common in the United States. These three breeds are the breeds that are known for creating the today's Australian Shepherd. They came over with their sheep and also their shepherds, and they held a job in California as herders for nearly a decade before what we would call today's Australian Shepherd came to be. When these breeds arrived in California, they became extremely popular for ranchers, and they started noticing that the Australian Shepherd's versatility on all kinds of stock were really valuable. So they held the job as ranchers and ranch dogs for nearly a decade until the mid 20th century. This was until a man named Jay Sizzler brought these Australian Shepherds into the spotlight, and this is what they're known for today. Jay was a rodeo performer. He worked at a rodeo, and it wasn't until the owner of one of these rodeos noticed that his dogs could do a lot of tricks. And so they offered him $10 to perform with his two dogs, and that contract led to him touring fairs, the World Fairs in Seattle. And this is when people started to take notice of how versatile these dogs really were.
Jay Sisler lived most of his life on a ranch near Emmett, Idaho. Back in the early 1950s, he was breaking horses for a living when he acquired a pair of puppies. Little did he realize at the time, those two dogs would lead him into rodeo arenas and the movies. Jay sensed the two dogs, Stubbs and Shorty, were special and began to train them to do different tricks. Things like jump rope, standing on their heads and seesaw. A rodeo producer saw some of their tricks and talents and offered Jay $10 to perform at his rodeo. That marked the beginning of a rodeo career that took Jay and his good pals, Stubbs and Shorty, to arenas throughout the U.S. and Canada. Madison Square Garden to San Francisco's Cow Palace, Boston Gardens to the Calgary Stampede. Jay's dog acts led him to also train dogs for Disney movies and working with such greats as Roy Rogers and Ed Sullivan. In 1956, Walt Disney Productions televised an hour-long show called Stubbs, the best cow dog in the West. Roy Rogers hired Sisler to work with him on his tour of state fairs in 1959, and the act was part of Rogers' show during the 1962 World Fair in Seattle.
So after their popularity started to rise, a breed club was formed in 1957, and they created the standard for the breed and the proper breeding practices for this breed. It wasn't until 1979 that the breed got accepted into the United Kennel Club, or the UKC, for its breed recognition. And then in the 1990s, the American Kennel Club, or AKC, finally recognized this breed, and the rest is really history. From the late 20th century and on to today, the Australian Shepherd has really become one of the most popular ranch dogs, cattle dogs, and even family dogs out there. It was the 15th most popular dog in the United States in 2019. And all of these photos, as you can see, are all Australian Shepherds. These are all my dogs, and you can see just how versatile they really are. From herding to running fast cat to being my service dog to even being a show dog, these dogs really can do it all. So now let's talk about breed standard. This is directly from the ASCA, or the Australian Shepherd Club of America's website. Their general appearance: the Australian Shepherd is a well-balanced dog of medium size and bone. He is attentive and animated, showing strength and stamina combined, with unusual agility. Slightly longer than tall, he has a coat of moderate length and coarseness, with coloring that offers variety and individuality in each specimen. An identifying characteristic is his naturally or docked bob tail. In each sex, masculine or femininity is well defined. At the bottom left-hand corner there is the outline of the standard, And to the right corner is an overlay of My Dog Lyra compared with the outline of the illustrated standard found on the Aska website. And as you can see, she fits nearly perfectly within that box. So we here at Queen City Farm really strive to make sure that we are following the standard very tightly. Here you can see the different colors of Australian Shepherds. So we have tries, red or brown tries. We have black tries, and the word try refers to white with copper trim, so the eyebrows and on the muzzle and the back of the legs. We also have blue merle with copper and white, and red or brown merle with copper and white. The Australian Shepherd also comes in what we call bi, which refers to the lack of copper points on the dog, but the dog still has white, so black bi and red or brown bi. Minimal white refers to the amount of white the dog has on its face and body. Australian Shepherds also come in self, which would be an all black dog or an all brown dog, but these are not as common. Health testing and tail docking for the Australian Shepherd. I have done videos on this, so if you're interested in an in depth explanation on health testing for Aussies, I do have a video on that on my page. But this breed actually has a naturally docked tail, meaning that over 20 to 50% of Australian Shepherds born will have a shortened tail length, meaning that they sometimes don't need to be docked at all. Australian Shepherds have to have OFA hips, eyes, and elbows. They also should have Merle length testing and a full DNA panel, in my opinion. For puppies that are born with full tails, they do get docked at 2 days of age. This is a common practice performed by a veterinarian, and they usually have pain medications also when this is performed. Here is the ASCA, again, the Australian Shepherd Club of America's explanation on their temperament. The Australian Shepherd is primarily a working dog of strong herding and guarding instincts. He is intelligent, exceptional companion. He is versatile and easily trained, performing his assigned tasks with great style and enthusiasm. He is reserved for strangers but does not exhibit any shyness. This unusual versatile sock dog works with power and quickness to control difficult cattle as well as the ability to move sheep without unnecessary roughness. Although an aggressive and authoritative worker, viciousness towards people and animals is intolerable. So as you can see, all these pictures on the screen here are actually all the same dog. So he's doing on the very left-hand side, he is swimming. On the bottom left, he is actually performing tasks as my service dog. Next to that picture, he is herding our ducks on our farm. The right bottom photo, he is posing in a conformation-like stack for his professional photos. And on the top right, he's actually running Fast Cat. So, Australian Shepherds are very versatile and can excel in nearly every aspect of whatever you would want them to do with the right training. They're really the do it everything kind of dog. And when we talk about activities best for the Australian Shepherd, as I stated before, they really are capable of doing whatever you would want them to do with the right training. So in all these pictures, you can see the Australian Shepherds doing duck diving, service dog work, herding cattle, being in the conformation ring, doing agility, doing obedience work, and even scent work. Any activity that you would like to perform with your next dog, I guarantee you the Australian Shepherd can do it as long as you have one from a good breeder and as long as you have good training. So, who do I think a good owner for an Australian Shepherd would be? I would say someone who likes to train their dogs. These dogs are very intelligent and they do thrive really well in a challenging environment. Someone who likes to live a relatively active lifestyle. You don't have to have hundreds of acres to own one of these dogs, but you do have to like to go outside, go for walks, maybe even go hiking. And leads into my next point. Someone who likes to go walking outside, hiking, camping, things like that. These dogs do need a good amount of exercise, but you don't necessarily need a fenced-in backyard. But you do need time to dedicate training to socializing and bonding with your dog. These dogs can be taught to be calm and easygoing house pets, but if not, they can become if not mentally stimulated, they can become bored and destructive. Having an off switch is a taught skill, and some Aussies are better equipped at that than others. So picking the right breeder for you with dogs that you've met and like their temperament is key here. They're very handler focused and prefer to do things with their humans. So they're really kind of a Velcro dog. They really don't like to be separated from you. And so if you like that kind of overly affectionate kind of dog, this might be the dog for you. If you liked my video, please remember to like and subscribe and enjoy this photo rather, of my dog Aubrey really muddy paws this spring. Thanks so much.